I wrote this a little later. It's also relevant as introduction to what we're going to discuss in a bit. The world can be validly construed as a forum for action, as well as a place of things. We describe the world as a place of things using the formal methods of science. The techniques of narrative, however, myth, literature, and drama, portray the world as a forum for action. The two forms of representation have been unnecessarily set at odds because we have not yet formed a clear picture of their respective domains. The domain of the former, scientific domain, is the objective world, what is from the perspective of intersubjective perception. The domain of the latter, drama and narrative, is the world of value, what is and what should be from the perspective of emotion and action. The world as a forum for action presents itself in two stories. The normal story, I was at point A and I was going to point B. And the revolutionary story, I was at point A, and while going to point B, something entirely unexpected and earth-shattering happened. This meant I had to abandon my story, question my assumptions, allow my old beliefs to die, and be reborn anew. The second story, which is deeper, is essentially religious. Part 2. Some axioms of the Christian revolutionary story. Number 1. To decide that and then enact the proposition that being is good despite its tragedy and malevolence. Number 2. To work in consequence for the continual and eternal improvement of that being and to know that as love. Number 3. To do such work in truth. Number 4, to let everything inadequate burn off in that pursuit and to welcome its replacement by what is better. Number 5, to know that as the sacred imitation of Christ. Number 6, to understand that although Christ's sacrifice redeemed us all, the work still has to be done. Number 7, to accept that work as the sacred meaning of life. Number 8, to strive toward the heavenly city on the hill in that manner. Part 3, Narratives and Sacrifice. From my new book, 12 Rules for Life. Rule 7. Pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient. Every man for himself, and the devil take the hindmost, as the old proverb has it. Why not simply take everything you can get whenever the opportunity arises? Why not determine to live in that manner? Or is there an alternative? And if so, why should we bother with it? Our ancestors worked out very sophisticated answers to such questions, but we still don't understand them very well. This is because they are in large part still implicit, manifest primarily in ritual and myth, and as of yet incompletely articulated. We act them out and represent them in stories, but we're not yet wise enough to formulate them explicitly. We're still chimps in a troop or wolves in a pack. We know how to behave. We know who's who and why. We've learned that through experience. Our knowledge has been shaped by the interaction with others. We've established predictable routines and patterns of behavior, but we don't really understand them or know where they originated. They've evolved over great expanses of time. But we didn't and still don't understand what it all meant.